Welcome back everybody to the 9th episode of the Road to Glory series. In this episode we have Austria, and we are now the third, best team, or the best team out of the three bottom teams. We have a little edge over Alfa Romeo, we are very close to Aston Martin, so let's see what we can do. Straight into qualifying we go, as per always, and I am having some issues with my recording where it's becoming choppy. I think my two monitors are not the same refresh rate, so I'm gonna have that fixed. But for now, in quality at least, the video is a bit choppy, and I'm sorry for that. But we have had a run previously, a 106, and coming to the end of this lap we are gonna improve by 6/10, which is gonna see us be P13, and after qualifying is done we are bumped back to P14. So we have made Q2 yet again, and we are accompanied by George Russell, 1.6-ish seconds off the pace. And in Q2 we go again, trying on the softs just to see how close we can get to Q3 and if we can make this car overperform. It is faster now than it was in the beginning of the series in Bahrain, so we are looking to improve here again, but we lose quite a bit of time in that last sector there. We only improved by 2 tenths. We are P7 for now, but at the end we are back to P13. 4 tenths off of Q3, and I think if we had a better run, maybe that was the time to do it. But as you see in the beginning or in the video there, it is raining.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Lando Norris and Leclerc, Ricciardo, Sainz, Gasly and Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Vettel, Ellis and Ocon, Russell, Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi and Mick Schumacher, Stroll and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So we've had 2 shit races so far. Let's improve on this one, as we are starting on the softs from P13. 5 lights, away we go. Pretty decent start. Keeping to the left, trying to protect the outside, but Ocon there really has ambitions into turn 1, and he causes a huge collision. And yeah, I've not seen an AI do that. Almost panic and not knowing where to place their car. We are following Alonso, but it seems like Vettel wants to have a go at us. It's still a fast car, the Aston Martin, and he flies past us, and we have to go deep on the dive, which gives him the run. But P13 we keep position on the first lap. I'm still thinking about the first corner there from the Alpine, and we are quite lucky not to have got any damage. But nevertheless, we are still in a very, very good position, and none of the cars ahead of us have pit for damage, so they are also in a very good position. But into the slipstream we go. We have to stay on this pace until DRS, then we can make things work. Stroll in the 9th corner.
Safety car has just been deployed due to a build-up of stopped cars on the track. Watch your pace.
And he is the first car of this race to retire.
Your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
And Ocon, I think, is in the pits there. as we are
VSC
trying
ending, we're
not
going green.
to get a
Maintain
drive-through
positive
penalty.
delta until the green flags.
We're good to go.
Green flag.
Green flags. So let's do this. In quali we seem to have pace, and the cars that got into Q3, mainly Alonso, was a car that we can fight with on Sundays, not so much on Saturdays. So let's see what we can do here. But this is going to be lap 3 now, and DRS will be enabled.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
So here we go then. It's important. I don't think we've ever had this before where us and the leading car is on the same, almost same pace. We're on the same straight, like the leading Mercedes is now at the corner ahead of us. So if we were ever going to do something on merit, now is the time, as we have a very ambitious dive bomb on to
No
battle
issues
there.
with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Very, very Verstappen-esque from a long way back, seeing the window and just going for it. Lap 5 here. We are chasing down Alonso. He's 1.6 ahead of us, and we need to get into his DRS to make this work.
Our gap to the car in front is 1.5 seconds.
And lap 7 now, 2 laps later. We are still chasing Alonso for the DRS. The softs are dropping off a little bit, but we keep pushing.
Alonso ahead. Gap to car in front is 1.5 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 7 laps old. We think they've got 2 stops remaining. The time last lap was a 1 minute 8.4. We're gaining by around 2/10 per lap.
So eventually, keeping the same pace, we will catch him.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
But a thing that has happened in every race so far, I think, during the season, has been issues with our engine, as usual. And on the lap 9, where we are very close to his DRS, and I think we will get on this straight. Yes, we do. Now is the time to actually overtake him and see what pace we have towards Tsunoda, who is 4.5 seconds ahead of Alonso. Alonso has been losing speed, which is not good for us, because we are still after that, I guess, first point on merit that isn't Baku, where we scored a podium out of nowhere. It needs to be done the correct way.
It looks like we might have an issue. Hang in there. We're attempting to manage it.
And of course, it wouldn't be a episode without hearing that message from Jeff. But here we go then. We are still chasing Alonso here. And I think any minute now he will say that the issue has been fixed.
We can confirm that it's an issue with our engine. The issue seems to be fixed, but we will keep monitoring it our end.
Classic Jeff. But strangely enough, I actually felt that I had some pace in this car. We have lost some time because Alonso is hard to overtake, and we were before on the same pace as the leading car. We have dropped a bit, but we are still in this. Very surprising. Despite the team not actually working on the powertrain, they're more focused on durability and chassis. It feels much better than the start of the season. But lap 10 then, Alonso is heading into the pits. We don't overtake him on track. He tries to get his pit window before us. We overtake some cars in the pit lane. We are now P8, I think. And we have a bit of clean air to push in. But on lap 13 now, you see the softs there are quite worn. We are losing a bit of pace. I think that's 8 tenths that we have lost to our best lap. Ahead of us,
Careful, we think you're going to start
Bottas
losing some tire grip
and
around now.
a McLaren are fighting, and I see
Okay,
a yellow
clear.
sector, and I thought that was going to be a safety car, so I dove into the pits, thinking of a free pit stop, but I got debated. But still, I think it's a good time to pit. We don't have to change our wing. We haven't been in any contact.
Go, go, go.
The mediums are put on, but now we have
Pit
Bottas
strategy
behind us
complete. See these tires
on
through to the end
softs.
now.
And we basically have two choices. We either fight him for nothing really, he is way faster, or we can try and use him to sort of like drag us along to the other cars. Now Alonso, we were right on Alonso, and now he's 6 seconds ahead. But we let Bottas go, and we get DRS, the slipstream, and we are gonna make use of his softs. We are gonna basically be running on soft pace on the medium tires, which is gonna be really, really good for us. Giovinazzi is ahead, but on lap 15 the Alpha Tauris collide, and now I think Tsunoda wanted to pit. He's driving an entire lap here, so his lap 16 will be without a front wing, and he is gonna still try and defend aggressively while being slower. He's gonna create a train here because Ricciardo here, who's pitted, has come up behind him. That's Giovinazzi behind Ricciardo, that's Bottas behind the Alpha, and that's me behind the Mercedes. So now Bottas has to maneuver himself through these cars, and I have to do my best to follow him. Now the Alpha is a car that we can overtake no matter what. We are right now, I guess, a better car. We have some more pace. But we have to be very careful because Tsunoda can't really take the corners as normal. And we make a mistake here actually of lunging on Bottas, thinking about the outside. But nevertheless, the Alpha Tauri is gonna pit. The Alfa Romeo pits as well. And because of our fight and not wanting to hit Bottas, I go a bit wide here. Bottas retakes his position, and we are back to look at the pace difference there. And we are back behind Bottas, and now it's time to use Bottas again to overtake Ricciardo. Even that sounds weird to say, that this Haas is running better pace than a McLaren. But yeah, Austria is one of my favorite tracks and probably one of the better tracks for me. So yeah, I have pace on this track. And maybe we are overdriving the car a bit. But lap 22 now, Bottas has passed Ricciardo, and we have DRS on Ricciardo now. Norris comes out between Ricciardo and Bottas, and this is pretty dangerous for me because I don't want these cars to just pull away from me and leave me in, well, this space where a Ferrari is behind me and I just score 1 point. I want to maximize this result. So I have to keep with these cars ahead. And I'm gaining time on them in the corners. And remember, Bottas is on softs and they are really old now. So he has to pit again. So we have to make the best out of this situation. We take the corner way faster than them, and we have to brake to not end up inside Ricciardo's gearbox. But here we go then. A dive bomb on Mr. Dive Bomb, and we managed to make it work.
Good job.
He tries to turn into us, which we don't let them, and this is crazy. A Haas on mediums is overtaking a Mercedes on soft tires. Not yet. We have managed to brake a bit, not to make contact. But yeah, it wasn't to be. Even on old soft tires, we don't overtake the Mercedes. Ahead of us, someone has an issue. It's Alonso. He's going slow. His engine is blown.
Clear.
And that's one less car that we have to worry about. P7 for now. And Bottas ahead has to pit with 13 laps to go. What can we make of this situation? Oh, he's actually pulling away from us on old softs. Sainz is in the pits, so we are P6 right now. And I think at this point I still have a lot of life left. But I panic a bit. I thought all these guys are gonna overtake me. And I head into the pits. Thinking of I need to protect maybe a P8, a P9. Well, I think I could have finished P6 or P5. Bottas comes in, changes his tires. He was ahead of me on track. We put on the soft tires, and we are gonna come out here behind Bottas. But now he's not gonna be on softs and us on mediums, and both of us are gonna be on softs. And yeah, there's no way that you're gonna keep up with a Mercedes on fresh softs. As you can see, he's already flying. 2 seconds is the gap. So we have a P9 position here. Russell is in P10. Wherever we go, Russell goes. If we score points, Russell score points. You cannot shake the Williams here. But on lap 36 here, Gasly is the one in P10. And Russell is on the pit straight. I think he had some damage and had to pit, fighting Gasly. Verstappen wins the race, quite fitting. This is the Red Bull Ring after all. And we are gonna come in with a P9. Just a moment. Commentating way too fast right now. The McLaren there is going slow. Maybe we can. We're taking 2-3 tenths out of each corner on the McLaren. Maybe it's the fresh softs, but now then, going onto the finish line, we have a P9 finish and our first points scored on merit.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Great race.
So another fantastic victory for Red Bull today. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
So far in this career mode, it's been just like in real life. Only Red Bull and Mercedes have gone at it at the first 9 races.
Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken a bit of a knock today. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Kimi Räikkönen is my standout today. Nothing you could construe as showboating, just an incredibly consistent performance out on track.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement.
That was a great race, and the next one is gonna be Silverstone. But I will see you guys in that one. Have a good one. Peace.